we're live. Hello, welcome. Tonight, I was just actually streaming over at Twitch, just getting warmed up. I'm trying to build that channel as well, and eventually I'm going to be doing both streams simultaneously, just because I have a following here on YouTube, and you know, it helps. But right now, I'm working through kind of coining some terms to describe performance techniques on force. And I think this is a really important practice because this is how memes are spread. If you don't know, the word meme is derived from gene. This is a word that Richard Dawkins coined. Basically, what it means is that genes is information passed through DNA, and memes is information passed through ideas. So where genes take generations to evolve, thousands of years, if not more. And no matter how long it takes, genes will likely not get us to the moon. However, memes have, and memes evolve much faster. Anything that I can do that you can also do is a meme. It's not necessarily the internet meme version of the definition. However, now once you know where it's derived from, the word gene, meme, it kind of makes a little bit more sense. So anyway, I am creating memes here on YouTube, and in order to do that, I am trying to kind of figure out what to call some of these techniques. So that rhythmic technique, right? I think I'm going to call those pats. I like it. You're patting the pad. And one of the things that I'm struggling with is this. Actually, gotta get. You're kind of wiggling in between the pads. I was thinking like wigs, but that's a really stupid name, so I'm not going to call them that. But you are sort of wiggling. And then, of course, some of the other terms that I already created are crawls. Right now, whatever we're going to call these, aren't very warmed up yet. From much faster than I can go. It's also more accurate. So there's all sorts of things like that could be its own term. These, like that. The horizontal crawling. So maybe you can call them horizontal crawling, vertical crawling. I think both of those things would actually be good terms. That's the one I'm struggling with, though. I really want a term for that. That delay is nice. The more terms you have for things, the quicker you can just get to the point of telling something what it is. Like, think about DJs. Before this, if you don't know, actually, the scratch was created because I forget the DJ's name. Maybe you can drop it in the chat. Was playing music too loud. His mom came in and said, "Turn on the music." So he stopped the record with his hand, and he heard that, and he was like, "Oh, that's cool." So he started experimenting with it. But in the beginning, there was really no term for it. Or I would imagine the term scratch didn't immediately come into his head. And if it did, then this is obviously the perfect term. My point being, when you describe a technique, having a term that kind of embodies the definition of that it's just so much easier to spread what I was just talking about, the meme behind it. So crawls make sense. Pats make sense a bit more now that I'm really thinking about it, like patting the pats. You know what? Let's show you this scam. I typically do pads like up one note within the scale, but you can do, and as you have more pitch differential, it creates a different type of emotion. It's kind of like a whiny. During one of my performances as Maya Angelou speaking, she says laugh. So that's kind of like a laugh. And this is more gloomy. So kind of going down is gloomy, going up. What's up, Eater? Am I saying that right? Eater? There's some slight clipping going on FYI. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let me turn down the, let's see what we got here. Is it still clipping? I turned down the volume a little bit over 2 dB. All right. If there is clipping going on, let me know. I find the angle that I'm sitting at makes a huge difference in my effectiveness with this technique. Like one of the things, like I'd really like to get that like quad, like maybe ripples. Yeah, ripples is a good one. Thank you, appreciate it. Thanks for the heads up. I don't know what it is today, but sometimes my hand is really fluid with that. You have to octave ripples. Yeah, ripples it is. So, what is it? Pats, crawls, and ripples. I like it. We're making progress here. Erder, not Eater. Erder, where are you from? Thanks for joining me here. Like, you can call these like whines. Versus like, that's without glide. That's with glide. Ripples between notes. Octave ripples. It's a little bit harder. I gotta like reposition my body. Originally, that I did that technique, discovered content half a year ago, and got my Akai Force. All right, hell yeah. Okay, so you're from Germany, but you're living in Australia. That's awesome. That's awesome. Never been to Australia. Been to Berlin, Native Instruments. When I was working there, they would fly me out to Kreuzberg. I would stay at the Michel Berger Hotel in Berlin. I love Berlin. And hello, what's up, Cardi K? Okay, so cool. So now I know that there's an Australian audience here, because right now it is, it's past 11 o'clock. Let's see. It's 11:30 here in Venice Beach, California. And I was wondering who would be up. And evidently, I got some Australian people. So thank you so much from joining me from down under. This means a lot to me. And also, this is my first couple weeks streaming, figuring everything out. I do have a broadcast studio here in Venice. So I got all the cameras and things that I need. This is a Sony A7R that I just purchased. And then here you have my, of course, my DAW view. And top down with DAW. And this is just an iPhone, which I am surprised at. But next week, this time, I should have a GoPro with a moving swivel that I'll have set up somewhere over there, so then I can actually show you my studio, like the rest of the studio, and kind of just make things a little bit more interesting from a camera standpoint. All right, so back to business. I am trying to coin terms for performing on Force. I feel like if I'm going to use the word whine, it's like, and that means like whining, of course. There has to be like a threshold to where it becomes something else, right? Because this isn't a whine, obviously. If I'm just playing like that. But if I add in some glide, it becomes more whiny. And then if it gets too long, dips. Okay, dips. Drips. So like a multi-octave whine. If it's really fast, it's called a drip. And then, what did I call the other one? Rips. Rips is up. Drips is down. And then there was rips, drips, and dips. That's actually fucking cool. Rips, dips, and drips. Okay, so this is a rip. This is a drip. And this is a... No. This is a rip. This is a drip. And this is a dip. So you can do a dip into a rip, right? A dip into a rip would be this. No, I'm sorry. So I'm dipping hard. And then you rip right back up. Damn. Okay, so far we've coined a few different terms. And I'm going to chop the fuck out of this for TikTok and stuff so people can learn this stuff. So we have crawls. Those are vertical crawls. We have horizontal crawls. And these are ripples. And then these are, okay, we had ripples, and then we had, shit. I'm forgetting all these terms. There's too many of them. Ripples, and then there was crawls, and then there was pats. So and then we have laps, and we have blooms. I'd really like to take the term that Maya Angelou uses in that tone. And then we have rips. We have dips. And then we have dips. And then we have dips into rips. Okay, cool. That's definitely progress. Part of me as I hit my vape. This thing's dying here. Don't judge me. Don't judge me from down under. That's not fair. Okay. I'm really happy about the ripples. I'm really happy about all of these terms. And then these are these are like, they have this like arcade element to them, right? They're like, they could be like rips. They're kind of like rips, right? But only without the glide on. So if you don't know, actually, I have 2 parameters of the synthesizer right now, kind of working in flow. I have the filter, right, which you can hear, the high pass filter. I'm sorry, a low pass filter. Duh. I cut, that would have been. And then I have my glide. And I am in F Dorian, and I have my pad road set up to start on root. That means the root note's always going to be on the left and the right, and then all of the notes within the scale are going to be there. Is that a plug-in instrument you're playing or a key group? It is actually hype synth. Yeah, it is just a regular old hype synth. And what's cool about hype synth is the glide. This is actually my favorite feature. Everything else, you can get fairly similar effects, or I should say timbre, on other digital synthesizers. Like the filter isn't, it sounds good, but it's not like incredible. It's not like a Moog filter or anything like that, but the glide is. So I have a 32-second glide, and what's great about it is it restarts the glide on every note. So I can go 32 seconds from one note to the other. Right? That's a really long one. So I can find those notes in between the scale. Right? Sounds out of tune and not particularly pleasing, but it's a cool glide feature. Or I could just go from a top octave. That's like this highs that I'll play. And I can glide all the way down for 32 seconds. And it just keeps on going. And then what I do is I use my either middle or ring finger, kind of like slide off, right? These 2 fingers, they control the glide. And let me go over to the desk cam. Let me try to get illustrate that. Not the best angle. But it's usually either the ring or the pinky finger that are controlling the glide. And then it's a combination of my middle finger, my ring finger, combination of these 3 fingers that control the filter, right? And I could probably do it with 2 and get away with it that way, but there's something about kind of like using the whole hand there. And I can definitely get away with 2. And that also leaves, like, since I can do it with 2 technically, or physically, that leaves 3 fingers to control other parameters. So I have this live set up. And at a lot of times, I will be controlling 5 different parameters with 5 fingers. And then I have 3, or like, they all kind of flow together. Like, each finger is equal. I've put just as much time into kind of like mastering each finger, so I can control multiple parameters at once. There's only 8 knobs here, which means that leaves me a little bit of flexibility of movement to where I can like like instinctually move from adjusting parameters with my thumbs and also my like main fingers. I don't know what that's the main fingers, but like my point is like I can move around a bit, and like I can, and since my thumb can actually like reach any of the 4 knobs that my top fingers are on, that's how I can kind of like flow around. And it changes just depending on what I'm doing. So that's cool. All right. So, and then another term for a polyphonic instrument, like these vibraphone bells that I have here. Gotta plug this shit in. These are strums. So vertical strums, or I should say upward vertical strums. And then I've never really actually experimented with this though. With horizontal. That's cool. I mean, you don't get chords that way. So I wouldn't really like, at least in this particular mode, I can't imagine that you'd want to use those horizontal ones as much. Ooh. Yeah, those vertical strums, they're beautiful. I mean, and when you pair with the filter, you can get, it gives you an 8-octave range, right? What parameters are you modulating on the Q link to the right of the tag? To the right. No, this is actually a filter. So I don't know if you have headphones or a sub or something like that, but if you're watching on a television or your phone, you're probably not going to hear these lower frequencies until I open up the filter. So right now it's pretty much all sub. You can hear me tapping the pad, but, and this is especially pronounced when I'm playing higher notes. So because this is a harmonic instrument or polyphonic patch, it's just played so much different than the monophonic. And it requires just as much time and patience to learn, right? I've certainly put in my 10,000 hours on force at this point. And then all of the previous instruments that I've learned, that I put in my 10K, that's all, that kind of like flows into the way that you play organically. It's not something you have to train as much, but I do find myself practicing like I wasn't as fluent on my 5-3-1s. So when I say 5-3-1, that means the 5th pad, 3rd pad, 1st pad. And that's either like up or down. You can do like the 5 fingers, like, so that's just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s. Those are a bit more organic for me. Those are a bit harder. So just going from right to left is not something that has translated from other instruments that I've learned over the years, especially because the thumb is really only used predominantly in the piano. Because on the guitar, unless you're Jimi Hendrix and you reach over to play, you know, use your thumb for the G chord, as legend has it, you're not really using your thumb much for many other instruments. And I might be wrong about that. I'm just trying to think of acoustic instruments in my head right now. But that's no excuse. I feel like when I was tapping as a kid, I'd usually use these 4 fingers tapping on a desk. Like the thumb was just kind of like something else. So these are my pads, or I should say my patches. I've spent the most time mastering. Sort of like the argument I was making on my previous stream is the reason I do this is because there's so much beauty to kind of figuring out a single timbre. Like if you think of a guitar, that's a single timbre. I mean, each string has a different timbre, but for the most part, you know it's a guitar. Same with the trumpet, same with the violin, or really any instrument. And look at how much expression masters can get out of those particular instruments. It's pretty special. So here, when you have limitless possibilities virtually on an instrument like Force, or really any digital instrument, synthesizer, sometimes you get lost in all the choices. And really, you can make anything beautiful. Put the time into it. Know what I'm saying? Yeah, you do. Cool. The one, I shouldn't say the one. Where I'm at right now is within a particular scale. I have this habit of starting on the 1. The chord progression is usually like starts at the 1, and then I do 5, and then you could do a 4, and then 2, or 3. But I don't find myself as often going like 5. I should start doing that more. And then we have 7, right? Yeah. 5. No. Oh, shit. Had it. Had it. 7. 5. 4. Yeah, no. 4 is going to be 2. Yep. I think it's just because like maybe this is lit up and it just makes more sense, or I guess it feels a little bit more fluid to go from that side to the other. I don't know. I think all musicians have habits that are worth breaking. But sometimes live streaming kind of brings out the habits that you need to break, doesn't it? Because I'm trying to keep these streams somewhat fresh every single time. But I also know how valuable my practice sessions are and figuring it out. And I often, while practicing, just feel like I need to interact with somebody. So I find the stream to kind of be the perfect way to balance that desire to get better at the instrument, as well as the desire to share what I'm doing. Because you're not always playing shows. And sometimes the best way to interact, or the most powerful times that you have as a performer is when you're in the privacy of your own home. So thank you for joining in and being here with me as I work through these things and take notes as well. Also, I don't know if you can see this right now, but on right up here, if you scan this QR code, that'll take you to my Discord channel. I am working to build a community of people like us that are interested in things like this and want to share information, potentially collaborate on stuff. I mean, I'm going to be more so focusing on the stream, but I want you to have a place to kind of talk when I'm actually not live. And yeah, I mean, I think that's valuable. So use that QR code right there. Get on Discord. If you're not on Discord, it's basically chat, a very organized way of building chat rooms. And it also has voice chat and video chat. So I might, if people actually start using this, which I imagine you will, I will do private live streams in there where my community can actually tune in and voice and open their voice, and I can hear your voice and I can see your face and all of that great stuff that is not necessarily allowed here on YouTube. So join the Discord. I'm going to move over to some strings. Criminal music. Excellent, my friend. Yes. All right. Where are you from? Got a couple Aussies in here. I know it's late here in Venice Beach, but it is early some other places in the world. So for the strings, I remember yesterday I had a filter on here. Colombia, all right. South America, that's what's up. Welcome from Colombia. I appreciate you tuning in. Pablo Escobar City, all right. Okay, so now we're gonna play some strings. And for this, I always build like triads, but the thing is, like, most of triads have Medellin. Let's see, there we go. Well, criminal music, welcome. Shout out to Medellin. All right, Erder. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Appreciate you coming through. Hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for tuning in. And come back. Tell your friends. I'll see you around as well. I like to hit that low octave, the bass. You can really get the emotion you want with minimal movement in this chord mode on the start and roots. Like, for example, this right here is a completely different emotion. You have a lot of high end, but then I can hit that lower octave with my pinky. You see this right there? And I can go even higher here and hit the same thing. It's a little bit of a stretch, but not impossible because I'm playing a pad. And right here, it's just completely different emotion that you're feeling. And then you reach that lower octave with your pinky. Open up the filter. And then the reverb and the release do the rest. For strings, I am all about big sound. Lots of reverb, lots of feel. And then long release as well. And I'm sure you know what attack, decay, sustain, release is, but just in case you don't, we'll go ahead and I'm going to open up the amplitude filter here. So right now I have a pretty fast attack on the amplitude, right? And a long release. But if I let me open up the filter. Turns it into less of a string. So that's why I want to have that long release. And the filter amplitude. Let's see. Oh, I switched the patch by accident. I start on those low notes, so I'll just start really low. Okay, I'm gonna run over to my Twitch real quick. All right, nothing there. I'm getting back to you. All right, thanks for sticking with me. That's a low F minor. Again, low. But then watch as I go up a few octaves. How it almost feels like a completely different progression. I'm just going between two notes. But if you do, and hit that in the middle. Woo. And then go back to the F. Again, I have this habit of always starting on the left. So I should try to break. Maybe I'll try to break it right now. Go from 5. And then let's do 2, 5, 2. And that's a really easy movement. You see it there? I'm just taking these 3 fingers, opening up the filter, and then moving my middle finger down one pad, and that changes the entire chord. But here, since it's a 5 chord, I would have to do something like, oof, that's a hard reach. See that? See how my middle finger's there? That's not comfortable. But no, that's not gonna work. That's one of the downfalls of this. I'd have to play with 2 hands. So maybe I could set the filter up on like a foot pedal. But that's the bass note, it's the 5. Whereas this, seven. If I want to get that, I usually play like that. So I'd have to, you know what I could do? I could actually, yeah, I could do this. I could just control it with the other hand. I mean, that's a lot of movement, though. That's a lot of movement. I don't know if that's the move. Because then I gotta I could do it. That's the really only way I'd be able to get that bass note without sacrificing one of these notes right here. But if you hear this, right, this is what I call Terminator vibes. I'm really like searching in my head for Terminator quotes here that are not Schwarzenegger. Like, I'd really like to be the Terminator trailer guy right now. And bring down that filter and then watch, we're gonna add in that high note. That's always such a vibe. And if the high note gets too hot volume-wise, watch. I can lift my finger off and just tap the pad a little bit softer. And then I can open up the filter a bit more and it opens up the bass. But because the velocity on that higher note is so soft, it's gonna automatically turn it down. Everything really slow. Emotion works like that. Let me give you an example. So like if I'm playing the bells, I can get a really slow vibe right here, right? I see I got some people watching right now. Say something in the chat. I'm here. I'm teaching. I'm chilling with you right now. Thank you so much. Isn't this like the most peaceful sound? But watch this. You want something not peaceful? This is how you switch it. Then I woke up your dog and your dog starts barking at you. Just take you right back down into that meditative space of harmony. One of the beautiful things about the scale mode is that you can flow with your fingers in ways that the chromatic scale doesn't allow. Now I am limited significantly harmonically. If I want that just like kind of sudden scare, right? Like you're driving down the, you're about to fall asleep. About to fall asleep. And then your door slams. And you wake up and you get that shot of adrenaline, and then you can't fall asleep for another 8 minutes or so. And then right as you're about to fall asleep, filter goes down. You're left with a little bit of headphones on, sub up. Now you're sleeping. Now you're dreaming. Sweet, okay. Well, now, I don't want to put everyone to sleep. Wake up! Wake up! Wake the fuck up! Just had to make sure that you're going to stay up with me here. And maybe it's 6 a.m. like it was for some of these Australians. And you actually need a little bit of caffeine. Sorry, my vape is dying over here. Otherwise, I wouldn't have to take such massive inhales. Okay, cool. So we've done some strings. Did a little bit of this. Now, you know what? Do I want to perform? Let's see. Okay. DJ XYD. Jeez. Don't judge me for butchering your name, okay? It's not your call. But I'm glad that you're awake now. I'm glad that you're with me. One of the other sounds that I like to play with, it's a drum. And God, what should I do? You know what? I'm kind of in this mood right now where, and I can always load this kit back up. Okay, I can always do that. It's never a problem. But I think right now I'm going to load up a kit or a performance that I made. It's actually something I've been kind of working on for about 4 years now. It's called Morning Bells, but I got to debut it each morning at Burning Man before the sun rose. And I think it would be a good way to kind of showcase some of these different instruments that I've just shared with you, as well as show you how they are applied in a performance setting. So this is more of a kind of a sound bathy type vibe. I don't know. I hate to say that, but it's certainly not dance music, which there's nothing wrong with that. However, lost my train of thought there. I can always go back and let's see, what time is it? 12:06. Yeah, I can always go back and play a little bit of Boots and Cats if that suits you. So this performance is basically the same lead through the course of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 5 tracks, right? And that's because I kind of used them interestingly. Then I got the strings here. Right? And then I have my bells. And then I have this percussion instrument. And they all work really, really well together. So the key to performing this is I'm going to want to just kind of take away everything that I've recorded already. This is part of the live performance element, is that you always want to kind of start from scratch, right? You want to have some things planned out. In this case, it's fully improvised. So you're going to be able to see kind of a different style of performance that isn't necessarily native to at least the videos and the types of things that I've seen people put out on the internet. Most the people that are using Force are using it to make beats. They're using it to make tracks that are within the genres or the scope of music that is popular today. But you can also use it to make beautiful art. Not that anyone's music isn't beautiful art. I'm just saying that there's other ways to go about and use this. So I'm going to make sure that, let me go over here. Make sure that I have right automation while recording on. I'm going to make sure that I have my launch quantization turned off. So I have it set to none right now. And then I'm going to go into my time correct, which is also quantized. And I'm going to make sure that's off as well. So that means I have pretty much a blank slate to work with. And then I'm going to launch my clips with the matrix. And that means that I'm going to go into matrix mode. That means I can launch clips, or I'm sorry, start recording from the screen. I'm going to record and enable all of my different tracks. So regardless of what track I'm on, you are going to be able to, I am going to be able to record. And then I started different every single time. It just really kind of depends. You know, I could start it with the bells. The bells definitely have its vibe. And I've been in Dorian this whole time. Right now I'm in major, but I'm going to go to Lydian. Lydian is more of kind of like a uplifting, heavenly scale. But not without its... But it's not quite major, right? It's got a different vibe to it. Right? Makes for really good chords. With really good resolve as well. So maybe like I'll start just with a little bit of this vibe. And again, if you have headphones on to be able to hear. This would be the morning bells. You could imagine the sun about to raise over the horizon. Isn't that a chord in there? Oof. Oof. Yeah. Yeah. And that long reverb just keeps the notes working together. Really turn up the reverb here, and then I move to my next instrument. So this is kind of like the heartbeat of the sub frequencies. And it's somewhat percussive, I should say. And I think I'm going to play this until that reverb ends. There's kind of no rhyme or reason why I'm like hitting the notes when I am. It's just kind of a feel. You want to get that feel in there. And then I'm going to tap that, and that's going to repeat. And then I'm going to go up to a 3, 1 octave above. And just kind of combat that first note. So it's the second voice in there. That reverb is still kind of fading away. I think it was the 60-second decay. Join the Discord. You can see it right there. Give you a second to scan that. But this one's a little bit longer because I had to shut out the Discord, of course. And I'm still keeping it very subby, so you might not even be able to hear this if you're listening not on the proper headphones. I'm going to start that over because I didn't want that. Now this one's kind of like the busy bee, right? I can open up the filter a little bit more and I can get it just a little bit faster. And all of these play well together because they're in harmony. Playing an F major. We can throw in a little bit of those trills there. Or what did we call them earlier? We call them winds. I'm going to stop that. And then this one, I'm going to do the octave. So this is now going to be a higher F. It's going to be the fastest one. Now I know this might sound a little bit repetitive, but imagine you're at Burning Man. The suns have come over the horizon. You have really long shadows and silhouettes in the distance. You can't see people's face. You can't see the color of their skin. All you see is the souls of people just like you. Now we go over to the bells. Let's add some of these. Discord server is right over here. Scan the QR code. I gotta burn F Lydian right now. Get that. Then we're going to jump over to the strings. And this is where it gets really intense. Actually, you know what? We're going to do the drums first. Just to kind of, because I haven't really shown you too much of these drums yet. Start with the low filter. Like breaking trash. So I'm just gonna create a good loop just by kind of taming things out because I got a little busy there. I don't want it too busy. And then I can go over to the strings. And find a good place to start it, like right about now. I have LFO on there. I'm gonna turn on. There's my pats. My ripples. My rips. My drips. And my dips. My pats. Then it's gonna go down to 1. So this performance can just kind of go on like this. I can take over different things as the lead. So right there I was using the lead synth obviously, but I could mute, or should I say stop the clip of the bells. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. Wrong track. Stop what I have there. And go a little bit more. There. And focus on a little bit more of these. Just real quick, I'm going to go right back into that and just play out the pats. Slide up to that. Oh, listen to how noisy that volume pot is. But then you just fade it out. So that's Morning Bells in F Lydian. Actually, no, this is C sharp Lydian. I'm sorry. I've been saying F the whole time, but I'm actually in C sharp Lydian. So the cool thing about this performance is that it can be played in different, you can use the same sounds, but you can switch the scale, you can switch the root note, and it will bring out an entire different vibe, but it doesn't require you to completely reshape your performance. So sometimes I'll do like Morning Bells in different keys and different scales. Dorian has a completely different feel. Dorian and Lydian are my favorites. Mixolydian is a close third. Sometimes I'll do like Phrygian. Depends. I'm going to go ahead and load up a more upbeat project here. My performance for Love Machine with Synthetic, you were there. So you said your OP1, yours needs repair. Oh, that sucks. You know what? I was given this OP1 and I've never made a single song on it. This is a stage prop. Do not hate me. I know a lot of people want one of those things, but I've been in the music tech industry for a long time, so I feel like I've earned the right to get some gear for free every once in a while. Don't judge me. So this project actually takes a while to load. You'll see that that's loaded. Okay, cool. So this is the one that's actually in F, right? So it starts in F Mixolydian. Actually, what should I do? I kind of feel like playing some drums. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead. It is getting kind of late over here, or early, depending on where you are. Let's go and actually, real quick review. So the things that we've coined today. So synthetic, if you're still there. The beginning of the stream is kind of like figuring out terminology to describe certain techniques on force. So kind of came to me. I was like, all right, so I have crawls. Right? And you have pats. So pats are when you're going kind of tapping the pad. Right, so those are two, crawls, pats. Then you have ripples. Kind of like sending a little ripple effect out there. Then you have dips, which are really long glide. So the longer the glide, the longer the dip. And then you have rips. Rips are low, but then really high. And then a drip. Kind of like the notes are dripping down. And then we had horizontal crawls. Then, oh God, I know there was more. Then there was these, these are rips too, but they're like, the thing is there's no, I gotta watch the stream back because actually, I think I thought of something. So that's with glide, that's without glide. That's with glide. That's without glide. And then we had over here on the bells, we had strums. So we made a lot of progress. A lot of progress here. But I think it's time for some rhythm stuff. Or at least that's what my gut's telling me that I should do. Okay, I want to do Abbey Road. We're going to load up this type kit. And, oh, could not load Abbey Road drummer. What the fuck you mean, man? It's not good. Let's see why. I actually did install a bunch of shit today. That's probably it. I did a bunch of new stuff. Well, that doesn't mean I can't do drums. It just means I can't use Abbey Road, which is a pain in the dick. But, you know, whatever. Okay. There we go. We're going to go this camera angle a little bit because I want to show off my beautiful studio, which I've been making upgrades to recently. So first upgrades in a while. We're going to go over to the groups. And what did I install today? I know I installed a couple new ones. Decoded forms. I don't remember what the sound pack is, so I don't like that. So it looks this kind of like organic stuff, right? Don't like that. Okay, so we're not going to go with decoded forms. Maybe chromatic fire. What you got here? There we go. Let's not do that. Let's do this one. There we go. It's kind of a cool kit. Okay, so you notice how I'm playing with all of my fingers? One of my biggest pet peeves is seeing people use machine and only using 2 fingers. I just feel like you're limiting yourself. There are very few drummers that can pull that off. In fact, the only 2-finger drummer that I've seen would be David Finger Haynes. And you know what? He gets a pass because he is like literally the pioneer of finger drumming and probably one of the best drummers alive. That said, the way that I feel like it should be done is with multiple fingers. There's a lot of reasons for that. Number one reason is you have access to more sounds, right? So there's 16 pads here, you have 10 fingers. That means you can play this drum kit polyphonically. So this one's kind of a shaker. It's not really doing much. Both of these aren't doing much. Let's see what they sound like without an overfeed on. There's kind of noise, which is not bad. That one's got some percussive bass elements to it. And I have fixed velocity off. So for me, fixed velocity is a big no-no. That's just like, there's no feel there. Like this is the reason that Frank Zappa hated drum machines. Because there was no feel, right? And your fingers have the ability to provide some feel. You just got to turn off that fixed velocity. And I can actually add the accent to the note that I want, especially with that bass, right? Notice how that I reach that. I can reach that with a number of different fingers. The hi-hat. I could also reach that with my pinky or any finger. And the thing is, because I've trained all fingers and play with all my fingers, it's kind of like typing, right? Like you can type and sometimes you have your habits, but like if you have a Band-Aid on a finger, you might not want to type with it or for whatever reason, and you just figure out a way to adjust. But if you're only drumming with 2 fingers and say, you know, you break one of them, well, it's going to take you a hell of a lot longer to adapt to something like that. And I'm not wishing anybody's fingers break, okay? I just want to make that very clear. I don't want your fingers to break. I just want you to try drumming with more than one hand. And also, it's almost completely necessary for the style of drumming that I do, which is with note repeat on. I call it trick style. And drumming trick style is just so much more fluent when you have flow over all of the hands. It really combines that kind of harmony and polyphony and all of these things that, I mean, it's essentially having like 10 drumsticks, which is pretty fucking powerful. You found a way to link to list. Oh yeah, hold on. Let me get you that Discord link. Sorry. I said I would do that and I didn't. So I have started a server. I see that there's one person that has joined it. Fuck yeah. I'm going to drop the link in here. And this is where this community can gather. No, that's not. That's not my Discord link. Whoopsie dips. That is the Discord link. Oh yeah. Okay, so there's the Discord link. Whoops. So I'm playing 4 drums at the same time right now. 5. So as I noticed, like at some point, there's an emphasis on which finger gets used the most. So in this case, it's the pinky. Like, and the middle, the ring finger, and I'm sorry, the index finger and the middle finger kind of do their own thing. So now I'm using all 5, so I'm playing 5 sounds here. That's a lot of different. That's a lot. It's pretty fucking powerful when you think about it, right? And just keeping that steady kick drum with the left hand. These 2 fingers, I've always like, these guys have always worked really well. I've never really had any issues playing with these 2 fingers because when I was starting on my synths, I would play with MIDI law and I played the drums here. And it was always really hard to hit these keys with just these 2 fingers, right? Where the pads are much more sensitive. So I've also trained myself to use the thumb as the snare drum. So you hear. Although I do find like this is like kind of an uncomfortable position for it. Like typically it would be like on 4th, I'd have like different kick drums up here. And I'd hit the snare drum with my thumb. So when it's right next to each other, it is a bit awkward. I could also do like kick drum with my middle finger, kick drum with my ring finger, kick drum with my pinky and the thumb, pinky and index, pinky and ring, or this is ring and middle. So notice how like it doesn't matter which hands I play with or which fingers I play with. I mean, there's a little bit of inconsistency, but like the point is I can hold down a beat. I can flow through it. I can practice like that. So it's a little bit more like dancing. You want that type of consistency. You want that type of dexterity to where you're not limited by like if I only was playing with 2 fingers, I just can't even do that, right? And then you can play like this, but I don't know. I always think of this finger as my snare drum finger versus my like predominant finger. And also there's a lot of this kind of 16th beat movements, right? Like playing like that, like you just kind of limit yourself, and having the note repeat on removes that need to play the 16th note like this. Bye, DJ XYD. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. All right, that's a pretty cool kit. Okay, so chromatic fire is not bad. Let's see. Am I getting DMs here? I just got a little Discord notification, and I do want to check it because I'm pretty sure some of my homies tried to go into my Twitch stream, and it's not them. Okay. I'm gonna go into my Ableton here. Okay, yeah, I remember I was making this beat last time, and I revisited it today, and it was like, nope. Isn't that funny? Sometimes you're in the moment, you're just like, yes, I'm crushing it, and then you get to a point, and you're like, actually, no, that was actually trash. And that was like kind of what I felt like. Felt like it was fucking trash. Okay. All right, let's see what else we got. That doesn't seem like it sounds. Oh no, well, we want to go here. And there we go. But I want to hit play in Ableton. And I want to turn off that damn click track. Oh, that the click track's from Machine. Looks like I'm clipping a little bit. Sorry about that. Turn down Machine. Okay, so that first kit wasn't bad. Not sure I'm feeling this particular sound pack. I usually am. Let's put it this way. I feel like every sound pack that Native Instruments has some shit in there that you're going to use in a song or a performance that you need. What am I at right now? 134? Don't know if I'm feeling this. It is almost 1 o'clock. Okay, so this stream is going to end very soon. Hello. Hey, St. Kenya. Greetings from Venice Beach, California. I hope everything is doing amazing over there in England. And thank you so much for joining me. In fact, thank you so much for joining me. I figured this camera will give you a better shot of my eye contact. It's for you. All right. That's actually not a bad little loop there. Let me record that. 2, 2, 3, 4. Let's get clear that. Let's record this time. 2, 2, 3, 4. Loop. Turn off record. Put that little upbeat. Okay there. Well, it took me about an hour to get my stream set up tonight, and that cut into the amount of time that I wanted to stream. I also streamed before this on Twitch while I was warming up. So you can always find me on Twitch. Please join the Discord. I'm going to go ahead and go here, and then you can see the link right there in the top left corner. I'm pointing right, which is a little bit weird. So that's why I'm saying I'm having a hard time kind of like pointing to it. But that is the QR code for the Discord. I also have the Discord link a little bit further above. That is where I want this community to kind of convene and kick it and hang out and do all of the awesome stuff that, or at least kind of just keep the conversation alive. Well, we're not there. And as right now, there's only 3 people in there, which it's cool. I'm down with 3 people. It'll just be us. But if you want to join the fun, that means you got to join the Discord. It's freezing here. I love these streams. Thank you so much. Please continue. I'm going to continue to do these. These are actually, I have everything set up. Hey, Bryn Church. Oh man, I was just about to leave too. I was just about to end the stream, but then Bryn Church came in and maybe reconsider the whole thing. You know, it is getting kind of late over here. But I guess my point is I'm going to be doing these more consistently. I haven't really figured out a time that works. I am a dad, so like it kind of has to do it like with when I have time to do it. But once I can figure out some scheduling and actually schedule these out, it might be a bit easier to figure out when we can do these more consistently. I also am going to be doing streams kind of showcasing some different type of AI art tools. I also work in the AI industry, and I want to kind of show you some of the cool stuff there. So those are going to be different streams, more art-based streams, but music is my passion. Music is my aptitude and my gift. So definitely going to continue to do more music stuff as well. I just want to switch it up. So it's not just about showing you sound, but also showing you some visual stuff as well. And with that said, it is time for me to say good night, good morning, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for joining. I love you. Adios.